It's 6:03. Where's Dan?
Sean, Caleb, have you guys seen him?
And I have no idea.
Who's Dan?
Okay. Spencer, have you seen him at all? Anywhere in the church?
What? What was that?
Okay, well, since none of you know, I guess I'll go look for him. Is Dan in here?
Nope, not in here.
I found him.
Oh, goodness. Dan?
Nobody's home.
It's not scared at all. Okay. Not in there. Okay, I guess Dan's not in here. Dan? Dan? Heck. Dan, where are you? Dan? Hello? Hello? Dan? Dan? I don't know where this guy is.
Hey, Josh! You can go check outside.
Yeah, I guess so. Dan! Where are you?
Josh?
Dan, is that you?
Right over here, buddy.
Oh. Oh. Hey, Dan, didn't see you there. Dan, where have you been?
I was at the front of the church. Why were you over there? Wow! Yeah. Because it's all new? Because, you know, we got a new building? Because all the new things going on at Merge?
Oh, yeah, we do have a new thing happening at Merge.
Yeah.
Should we tell them now?
We should tell the students now.
Yeah?
Yeah, we should. So this year at Merge, we're doing this. It's going to be so good. It's going to be...
Yeah, hi everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Oh my goodness, we're here
We're here.
for the final merch show.
This is the last one, buddy.
It's the finale, everybody.
Yeah.
Kind of wild time. It's a little surreal to be here at this moment, considering everything that's happened. But
Yeah.
as you can see, Dan is here. Don't worry, we
I've
found
been
him
found.
eventually. But yeah, we got something really cool to tell you guys tonight.
Yeah.
A pretty big announcement,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just maybe quickly before we get into that, welcome grade 6 students.
Yes, welcome. Super happy to have you here.
Excited you guys are here. Like, jacked you guys are here. We would have loved to have done this in person the first
Yes,
time with
we
you.
would have. Yeah.
But we are really, really happy though that you're still here a part of the night. And after we're done on the stream, there's going to be a chance for you to jump onto a Zoom call. You're going to get to meet your leaders, play a game, do all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a good time.
It's honestly been a great night. There's a lot of cool stuff in store for you guys. Don't worry, after Dan kind of gives his big announcement, which he'll be taking the center stage in a couple minutes here, we'll have more than enough time for talking and asking us questions. And since it is the final merch show after all, we're going to give kind of our 2 cents and some fun moments we've had. Abby's done some wild stuff. We don't have her on, but we can definitely reminisce about the funny things she's been a part of. Right? So yeah, bring back the Harambe memes. Thank you, Andrew, for that.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew.
I thought that was a funny tidbit in the video.
It was.
So Dan, I guess why wait? They probably want to know what's happening. I want to know what's happening.
Yeah, for sure. Let's kind of dive right in
I
here.
already know, but yeah, I'll get your table.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Josh is gonna grab a table, and we'll get cracking. You know what? Actually, out of all the times though that we've kind of done these kind of things, we've never mastered a smooth transition like this.
No, we really haven't.
It's just always been like this. So that's how this goes.
Have fun, everybody.
Yeah, cool beans. They're my good spot here, Nathan. Okay, that's good. Just want to be accurate here. Okay. Let me just pray quickly for you guys for the night and such, and then I'm going to dive into just a little bit of a talk here, not for long, but just enough just to kind of share what's happening. So I just want to share that. So let me pray. Jesus, we love you, and Lord, I'm excited just though for this night. I'm excited for the change that's to come. But Jesus, there may be some who just have hearts that just feel like, I don't know what this is. Is it going to be something I like? Is it going to be something I don't like? Jesus, we just pray that, for all of our hearts, though, that we would see that it's you who actually had this in mind, and you are actually always out for our best at all times. And so, Jesus, whatever it looks like here at Merge for the future, Lord, we just want to say how much we love you and trust you. And Father, I just pray tonight that if there are things that I say that are not of you, that they would just be totally forgotten. And Lord, I love you so much, and I just want to give you just the next few minutes. Amen. Well, as I look back on this entire past year, it's been hard on all of us. It's been labeled loads of different names. It's been labeled the Zoom year, lost time. But I don't see it that way. This past year has not been a waste. It hasn't been all for nothing. Instead, this past year has come down to one word for me, and that's pause. You see, when we pause, that's not something that you and I do very often, or even tend to do very well. Just for a moment, pause and think about your life in this moment. Pause and think about your life. You move from one thing to the next without much of a break in between. In fact, when you're done watching TV, and I know this is true for myself, I tend to grab my phone. Some of you do the same thing. When we're done with one task, then we tend to move on to the next thing on our to-do list. We don't know how to slow down. But I think God does. I think he knows how to slow down. His, the way that we see him is so much slower than our pace of life. He knows how to pause. He knows how not to rush. We live in a world where being busy is the goal, where the more you do and the more that you seem to be a part of, the more it looks good, the more you feel like you're on top of life, the more you feel like you're a part of something big. But maybe ask yourself this question. Is kind of like the whole reason why we live, is it just to be busy? Though, is that the point of living? This entire last year has been about pause, simply wanting to take a break. we've all been forced to slow down in so many ways. And when we pause, it gives us a chance to reflect, to think, to examine our life, and in some cases, to make changes in our lives that we wouldn't normally make. In fact, for me, this has been my entire past year. Maybe for some of you, you decided to pick a new hobby. Maybe you're doing something you've never done before. Maybe you're doing more things like maybe you're running in the morning. Maybe you're exercising. Maybe you're choosing to eat in a way that's more healthy than what you would have done previously. Some of you may have even decided you spend way too much time in front of screens. And so you're trying to limit that now as you head into this year. For me, I think this pause has been something that I had no idea how much I really needed it. You see, the pause from what was going on in my life and with work and home life and everything forced me to wrestle with big things in my life, large kinds of questions that I don't think I would have really paused to wrestle with if it wasn't for this past year. I continually, always, though in the midst of prayer with Jesus, I would be asking him things like, who am I? Right? And I'd be asking him things like, what do you really, really like about me? Why am I anxious so often? And as well, what do you have in store for me for the future? And ultimately, where are you leading your church in this next season? And yet there's something really cool about all those questions. He tends to answer back. He wants to speak to you and me. He wants to have a say in our lives, and he wants to share with you what he thinks. I can actually hear Jesus. He actually talks back. And I know for some of you that sounds crazy, but it's not to me. It's really normal. Because he wants to talk to you and me. He wants to have that exact, kind of amazing relationship where you can hear from Jesus. That's a cool thing. And yet, in I think probably all the things I heard, I spent a lot of time in prayer with Jesus asking about his church. And in particular, where he's leading Merge, where he's leading what's happening here with our Next Gen ministries. And where he wants to lead Merge, not only in the meantime, but also in the future, what he has in store. And in my time with Jesus, I found myself in a passage time and time again, Psalm 78. I think for me, when I read this, it tends to just kind of spark an interest in me that says I need to pay attention to what this passage is saying. Give ear, O my people, to my teaching. Incline your ears to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings from old, things that we have heard and known, that our fathers have told us. We will not hide them from their children, but tell them to the coming generation. He established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers to teach to their children, that the next generation might know them and arise, and it would then tell them to their children, so that they should set their hope in God and not forget the works of God, but keep his commandments, that they should not be like their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, whose heart was not steadfast, and whose spirit was not faithful to God. These words for me from the psalmist have been so shaping as I've thought about Merge. And as I've read them over and over again, Jesus brings a few things to mind. Like how important it is that we're in the Word of God, that we read the Bible. How important it is that we know it. How large the responsibility that I have, as well as your leaders, in wanting to teach you what the Bible says, and then to do it. So these are important things that the Lord has brought to mind as I've read that passage. It also brings to mind the importance of what we do here at Merge. I love youth ministry. And I believe that it's in the midst of youth ministry, it's in this context that God wants to change the world. He wants to use actually you to change the world for his sake, for his kingdom. In fact, from the very, from even, I mean, like long ago, God uses students. He uses people just like you to change the world, to have impact on what happens on this globe. All throughout the Bible and as well in our world, there are stories of teenagers who did amazing things and lived lives of faith and hope. They are just like you. And I believe that you are next in line. You're next in line for big things that Jesus has. And he also brought to mind that the time for this generation to rise up is right now. It's not later on when you're older, but it's right now. That the time for you to simply be on the sidelines of faith is over. But rather, I sense that God is wanting to call you to a life of adventure, risk, and loving others well. And that will change the world as we know it if we seek to live that way. I believe with all my heart that there is something big happening right now in youth ministry and in your lives. It's an awakening that is happening, and I believe it's coming from the Lord. But in order to get there, things can't stay the same as they are. Things need to shift. We have to be willing to let some things go and embrace a new way of living and a new way of doing faith. And for Merge, this will mean the largest change we've ever made in our program. It'll be the biggest shift we've ever done. So, starting this fall, Merge will be split into those in senior high and junior high. 2 separate programs completely. This means everything from what we teach to even what we play for games, and also to like for what we do for fun events we host, and even what it looks like when you show up here. Everything will be made more for your age group. It'll be made more specifically for you rather than a large age group altogether. It'll be tailored to you guys and to where you're at. It'll be all about that. Jesus has been really clear that this is an important step in making the kind of place that he really wants to see. He wants us to split. And that may seem kind of weird, but I really, really trust this is from his heart. This is totally his idea. This also means that youth will still happen on the same night, that it's not going to change, that it's all still going to be on a Wednesday, but you're going to be in different probably spaces here in the building. So the junior high will be here in the auditorium, and the senior high will be elsewhere in the new building. So it's all going to be on the same night, but just in different places. What this means in a nutshell is these 2, I would say probably programs are going to be separate. What this doesn't mean is that we are splitting what it means to be kind of our larger student. Right? We're not trying to split in the sense you're never going to have an experience with one another ever again. That's not the point. We are all the church. We all have the same thing in mind in wanting to become more and more like Jesus and exploring the large things of life. And we fully expect that every now and then we're going to have to come together for some large events that are going to be loads of fun. And I'm excited for those moments, and I hope you are too, because it's going to be so good. We're a part of something really big together, and we don't want that to be missed in the midst of the split. That still has to be captured. Now, I'm sure loads of you have lots of questions, and you're wondering, what's this really going to look like? And in just a bit, you're going to get a chance here to ask them on stream and also later in your small group time. But just in my last 2 or 3 minutes here, I have a challenge for all of you that I want you to think about. I believe that this next generation will change the world for Jesus. I fully believe that in my heart. Now, I want this to be something you really hear from me now. I'm talking about you. I'm talking to you about this. And it's not about your friends, and it's not about those in your small group. But right now, here in this moment, I believe that the Lord is calling you to do big things in our world. In I think probably Matthew chapter 5, there is an amazing story, though, that comes to mind. There are 3 men in a boat, and they're fishing. And we see this picture of Jesus. He comes to them, and he says to them, I want you guys to follow me. And one of the 3, who's Simon, says, I'm not the one you want to come, Jesus. That's not me. I'm not that person. We all have a feeling sometimes of self-doubt. We might think we have a lot of really, really big things in store in our lives, but something is holding us back sometimes. It can be fear. It can be things that we, when we pause and, we think about our lives, there are lies that we think about ourselves that aren't true. It can be something that we think is a fault in ourselves, to think to ourselves, I don't really think I don't really believe that, kind of like the Lord can actually really use me in the midst of my weakness. But here's something that's so important. Where you are weak, we see that God is stronger. Where you believe lies, he wants to replace that with truth. And where you have fear, Jesus wants to cast out that fear and just place his love in there instead. He wants to lead you on a life that is full of risk, that is so full of adventure and amazing things. And he will be there with you the entire time you go. And so right there that day on the lake, in the presence of the love of Jesus, he broke down all those things for those three men. And it says in verse 11 there that they simply left their boats and they left everything they had and they followed Jesus. They went wherever he went after that. They shared all about who exactly, they shared all about, what it is to really, really follow God. And when they shared, then they shared with another person. And then that person shared with another person. They kept on sharing more and more about Jesus as time went on. They shared and shared and shared. And thanks to their faithfulness to the gospel of Jesus Christ and sharing the good news, you and I today know all about it too. It's thanks to those kinds of teenagers that decided they were going to give themselves to something so big that it had an impact now on you and me. That's an incredible thing to be a part of. They changed the world. Now my question for you is, will you do the same? I hope that it would be, I think probably your hope to want to actually walk with us here at Merge as we start on this new journey that looks so different. Will you dare to get out of the boat and to leave everything behind for something way bigger than you? Way bigger than you. If, in fact, you're looking for your life to make an impact, to change the world, then it starts right there in the person of Jesus. He is where all that change happens, and he is all you need. Now, just to close, I'm just going to pray for you guys, and then we're going to have a chance to have a chat here on stream with Josh, and we're going to continue on. So let me pray for you. Jesus, I love you so much. And Father, this is a major change for us here in this group. And Lord, I don't know how everyone in the room right now is feeling, even though, in fact, there are here, well, yeah, there are some here right now. And I really don't know how exactly everyone, though, in the room is feeling, and I don't know how everyone there online is feeling. But Jesus, I know that your heart is at peace. And Jesus, this is all you. This totally came from you. And Jesus, we want this next year to go super well. But Father, as we look to what we're doing with the program, my heart's cry would be for us, though, too, that we would simply want to live for you in every area of our lives. That we would give ourselves over to you in ways that we've never done before. That we would change the world around us just as we've seen so many others do before. Jesus, would you start to plant in us like a new dream and vision for what it is to walk with you and follow you. And Jesus, I just want to pray for our students tonight who are watching. May they be the ones who change the world around us. I long for that, and I know it's coming. And Jesus, I'm excited for what this next year will bring as we help them do that. So Jesus, we love you. And Father, I am thankful, Lord, for this group. And I'm thankful so much just to be a part of your church and what you're up to. And we just ask these things in your name. Amen. Thanks, guys. I'm going to invite Josh back up, and we'll make the awkward climb back up to the... Yeah.
I've returned.
Awkward climb back up to our chairs because it's a little more comfortable.
We have people to grab these tables. I don't know why I keep doing the tables thing. They're currently eating behind the cameras anyways.
There you go.
Why do we pay them? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, everybody,
man.
that's the big
It's a big announcement.
shift. That's the big change that's happening. If there's any questions about that,
Please.
I'd love to hear it. But I'm going to start with Josh and ask Josh what he thinks about the change. I know we've had a lot of, we've had a lot of conversations about it.
Some lengthy discussions.
Some
over
lengthy
this.
talks, yeah. So just be curious to know where your heart is in all this stuff.
I think I, for one, am just super, super excited about it. I think it's a great change for Merge. I think it's a great way for senior highs to feel valued, because I understand that sometimes it's difficult. We can't always go into all the detail we'd like to go to in messages, and I think now you guys are going to get that opportunity. We're raising the bar for you guys at the end of the day. Senior highs, we're looking specifically at you with a lot of these changes. And I think it's just a really fun step forward too, that it's going to give you guys an atmosphere that's completely different than you've ever experienced in Merge, right? It's not going to be the LDC 2.0, right?
No.
That's not going to be it.
No,
that's not the goal here, okay? It's going to be something completely different. It's going to be tailored for you. It's going to be just I think a great new adventure and a great experience for all of us, because I think, it's going to be something so different. Like, it's not going to be Merge again for you guys, and it's something that I've been excited about since we began talking about this months ago, in terms of what that change even looks like. Yeah. And it's just so good to finally be able to tell you guys, be able to have that conversation with you guys as well, and we'd love to have your input in it too, right? Like, this is your ministry as much as it is ours. So
that's right.
It's just I'm stoked, honestly, at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, it's going to be loads of fun. Like, it's going to mean a lot more work for a lot of us around here, but we are so jacked for it. I see there's a question from Gabe, which I think is a great question. Will it still be called Merge? And we've had a few chats about this, and what I can tell you is that we're going to do a little bit of a rebranding. Yeah. So Merge will still exist, but I can tell you that Merge will exist for junior high ministry. Yeah. Senior high ministry is going to get a very new kind of look, and a new logo and a new name and a new feel, new vibe, all that stuff. We want it to feel separate. Yeah. And we didn't feel like we could do that if we kept the same name for both groups. So it's going to have a little bit of a shift there. Yeah.
I see Mila has a question in terms of where will the junior high be and where will the senior high be? Yes. Great question. Junior high will be in this current auditorium that Dan and I are in right now. Yes. This will be the mainstay for you guys. Merge will look somewhat similar in terms of where you're allowed to go and hang out and stuff. We'll still have video games or something up in the, whatever we call that other room. Yeah. And then senior high will be in the brand new building, most likely. We're looking at the auditorium. That's still to be determined at the end of the day, but don't worry, it's going to be drastically different.
Yeah, and so too, like, that isn't to say that, for probably junior high stuff, that you'll never get a chance to be in the new building. No, you totally will. Just for most of your nights will be in this space that we're currently in. So.
And eventually this place will look different too.
This will look different one day too. Yeah, it'll never, that's right. It'll one day get all the fun renos. It'll look very different.
A lot of these changes might, or at least some of the stuff we've planned is going to happen before you even come back into the building again in terms of the fall. So don't worry. Gabe says Merge Junior and Merge Senior. We more talked about that as a joke.
We did talk about that.
Don't worry, that will not be the names we're going with.
Yeah, that's probably not what we're going to go with. No. Just feel like we want to do something a little bit separate. I see Jeremy says Merge and Diverge, and so.
Jeremy, we'll get you in the name team, okay? That one, we'll put that in the back pocket of the back pocket.
That's right.
And we'll come back to that. Yeah. Will it be the same leaders?
It'll be the same leaders. So, yes. In a roundabout way, yes. So for the leaders that you have now, so currently for those of you who are in grade 9, moving into grade 10, those leaders will be with you in grade 10 when you get there. We're still looking at how to do small groups in a way that really works well with this new format, but I can tell you that you will have the same leaders going into this next year. You don't have to worry about that.
The leaders should be following up just as they always have been in Merge. Yeah. Lucy, so then which group will be able to keep the original Cabadans name? Here's the thing. Cabadans, I feel, is a universal term.
I don't think it belongs to anybody.
Community. Yeah. No, it belongs to us, Dan.
That's right. That's
it belongs to us, really.
That is intellectual property.
Yeah. Can't use it. No, I'm just kidding. Don't worry, Cabadans. Well, I think we want to do in the cooking segment again, whether that's live or not, who knows. Yes. Cabadans will make a reappearance, and it is not strictly to any part of the groups anymore.
That's right. Both groups will be under the headship of Cabadans branding.
Yes, perfect. Okay. Okay. Sure. Thank you, Merge Chat.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So, Dan, I mean, this has been a big discussion for a long, long time. Yeah. And it's cool. We get to end this big announcement with the finale of Merge in general, or the Merge show in general. Merge is not ending. Please don't get that from what I'm about to say. Yeah. But the Merge show is the final finale of the whole thing.
This is the finale. Yeah. This is the grand hurrah. As well, too, just kind of one other note about like the change. Yes, it came into more of a possibility, and if we were really going to do this past year, but it's a conversation that's been in the works for about 2 years.
Yeah.
It's a longer conversation that we've had because we've been sensing for a while that maybe Jesus wants to do this, but I've just been not sure on the timing and exactly how it looks. And so there's just kind of a sense of peace now that this is exactly the right time, the right moment. So
It's actually been really cool watching this idea grow over time into being like, this is now the time where we feel Jesus is calling us to make the decision, and now we can step into it like feeling really, really good about it.
That's right.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Lucy says, who gets Dan and who gets Josh?
We're splitting the parents. We don't know yet. We don't know what's happening with there yet.
Oh
anyways.
man, yeah, so the kids are fighting over us.
Yeah.
So actually, we actually don't know how that's all going to pan out just
Yeah.
yet. It's a very, and man, oh man, I actually can't believe I'm going to use this word. It's a very fluid situation right now.
Yeah.
So we're just going to be like sailing our way through this and trying to navigate through, but yeah.
There'll be more announcements as the summer goes on. A lot of these details will be fully fleshed out as the fall begins for you guys. So don't worry if we don't have all the answers to the questions yet. You will have most of them, if not all of them, by the time the fall starts anyway.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Right. Who gets the dodgeballs? I think both.
I think both. I see that my wife gets me and your soon-to-be wife gets you.
Yeah, that's
so
true. Okay.
That's pretty cool.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Who gets the cafe donuts? I think we should get donuts. I mean, I'm pretty sure the new building has more stuff in there anyways, so
yeah,
sure.
I think it does.
Junior high can keep the cafe donuts.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, so that's what's on tap, so it's good. But we also thought, though, because we actually realized we don't have like loads more time, because I actually took a lot of time, which was okay.
It's a good message.
But we want to talk about our favorite memories for this last year and a bit on this show.
Yeah.
Because it's been a wild ride. It's been really fun. And there's been some really fun moments that have happened, not only when we're on set, but sometimes off set. And we want to hear from you guys too. What have been your moments where you look back and be like, man, that was loads of fun. I really enjoyed that night. That was a good evening we did.
Yeah.
Just be curious to hear from you guys. But Josh, I want to hear from you. Like, what was your like, man, that was such a good moment?
I got a couple. Montage time, I wish. I didn't prep that video. I love the inside jokes we've kind of come up with.
Yeah.
Like the fact that Herbert has become a little bit of an icon is amazing.
Yes.
I think, I know what Spencer's about to do. The winning the chicken strip challenge, I guess, was one.
Yeah.
All the taste tests. You guys can't see, but we're seeing Spencer prep something behind the scenes. I think it's just been a good journey. Having Abby on the show. Thank you, Spencer, for that. I appreciate it. I guess I should turn this way. We had a lot of good times with Abby.
Yeah.
From eating the spicy foods, I think those were all good times. One of my fondest memories so far had to have been Cabadan's. That was just like a great night. I know it's recent, but it's hard to beat that when that was just such a great night. Everyone came out to cook, and everyone, we had a great time there on the set and everything too.
Good times.
Yeah. How about you, Dan? What's been some of the big ones for you?
Yeah. Man, I actually think back to our very first one when we were so nervous and didn't know who would show up here.
Yeah.
Didn't know exactly, who would watch. And that was like so encouraging because I remember like it was like a pretty fearful time too because we weren't sure what was going on with the world. We weren't really sure what was going on with the virus. Oh, I see I got Bernie like right where are we going here?
You had Bernie?
Back this way.
Man, Spencer's going to all of them. Thank you.
There we go.
There, good job, Bernie.
Figured it out. I made it.
Oh my word.
But yeah, that was like a nerve-wracking time because we didn't really know what was going on in the world.
Yeah.
And it was encouraging just as a community we could all still have a moment together. Like that was meaningful for me.
Yeah, I remember you were like you put out a message to the leaders like, hey, does anyone want to help in the online stuff? And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll help.
Yeah.
And a year and a half, this is where we're at.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy to think of in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Super cool.
Two things, because I know we're going to know in a little bit here, everybody. Massive thank you to you at home for actually watching this every week that we've had it.
Yeah.
I know it's maybe not always been the most amazing thing you've ever watched, but we've always had a lot of fun doing it. We've always felt passionate about giving you guys something that's worthwhile watching for you at home. And we just appreciate the fact that week in, week out, you guys have came and watched us and engaged in the chat. Hashtag free Adrian. That was hilarious.
So
I can't even get over that, how funny that was. And just a massive appreciation. Second massive appreciation, which is like, I can't shout out these guys enough. I'm going to get all of them to come up eventually as we go through this. We're going to start with Caleb and Sean. The wonderful junior producers that are helping us move stuff,
Stage
set up
hands, like,
everything.
they do everything.
Yeah, stage hands. They've taped the wall. So just massive applause for them. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Like, take a bow.
Claps
Just
in the chat.
unbelievable, honestly. Honestly, they couldn't go off any other way. Yeah, so, you know, next big guy on the chopping block is producer Nathan.
Yeah,
you got to come
come
up here,
on,
Nathan.
come
This is the
on,
final one. You
come
can't sit in the
on.
seat the whole time.
Last hurrah.
Nathan's been with us since literally day one.
Yeah.
Honestly, guys, this couldn't be what it is without him.
Yeah.
Like, from tech to sound to video and all that,
Yeah.
the guy's just amazing.
Yeah.
Massive shout out to
Major
Nathan
contributor.
Goldberg. And lastly, but definitely not least, Spencer Tracy.
Spencer
Come on the
Tracy.
stage, my guy. He joined for season 2, and Spencer's helped make this show what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
From managing the stream to all that stuff, he's just been tremendous. And
Yeah.
like, honestly, we couldn't make season 2 what it is without him.
Yeah.
It's been absolutely fantastic. Yeah, there's the dab. Yes.
Caleb's out. He's done.
Thumbs up. Just like from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of both of our hearts,
Yeah.
we couldn't do this without them.
Yeah.
Like at home, I need you guys to understand this. As much as you might only see us up here speaking, this wouldn't look like what it does. The set
No.
wouldn't be built. The cameras, the audio, the lighting.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be this without them. So just massive, massive thanks to them.
Yeah.
So
Massive claps.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been super good, and kind of the end of an era a little bit. However, next week, it doesn't mean there's no merge.
No.
Next week, we are still having merge, and we are in person,
Outdoors.
outdoors at
Yeah.
Lions Park, 6:30 to 8. Masks are mandatory, so make sure you have a mask out there, okay? And we're just going to be hanging out. We're going to do a little bit of a Bible study in the midst of the night as well. It's our way of still being able to hopefully see one another.
Yeah.
And still be relatively COVID safe in the midst of what's a crazy season right now with the third wave. So we just want to try to do our best with that. But I think when it came to the last month, you know, we just really thought to ourselves, we need to end in person. Like
Yeah.
that would just be such a good way to end our year. So
Yeah.
anyway, so next week, Lions Park, 6:30. Come, wear a mask. It's gonna be awesome.
Yes. Quick note, you may or may not see me there. I don't know if we really discussed that yet, if I'm going to be there or not. Don't worry, I'm not dead or anything. It'll be more behind the scenes stuff for me and the team for the next few months. As
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, like Josh is gonna kind of be like reallocated into like another shifting, ever-changing
Fluid
position,
role.
fluid role that we're not sure where it'll land yet, but we do know that, you know, he wants to be a part of Merge still. That's where his heart
Yeah.
is, and so anyway, it'll just look different for him as it will for most of this crew that's here. Anyway, he is definitely still going to be a part of
Yeah.
it. He's been a huge, important part of this last year. So, in fact, he's been a huge, major help to me personally this past year. Really, really grateful for you, man. This has been a good ride.
Yeah, no,
So,
I appreciate that.
yeah.
I appreciate it. So I'm not going anywhere. We're just changing the role a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I still love being a part of Merge. This past year and a half, as strange as it's been for many, has actually been one of the biggest years of growth I've really had in a long time. And I just appreciate the opportunity to be hosts for you guys and be on lobby time and kind of do these wildest things I never really imagined, / you know, producing videos, directing videos, editing, and being in them now even too. It's just been life-changing for me in actually a lot of ways. So my path was very different at the beginning of COVID and is drastically different now. And I thank God every day for where I'm at this point. It's just been fantastic. So
awesome.
I won't be on the screen, but I still love all of you so very much. And I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to what we're going to bring to you in the fall.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to be really good. Well,
On that note,
we don't have a whole lot else.
No.
We're going to send you guys up to small groups right away. If you were in grade 6, you would have seen a link come through your email that would have been for the Zoom link. I'm going to actually have a look over at Spencer to see if he has access to my Zoom at all. Yeah.
Spencer's wide-eyed.
Oh man, the face. He's doing that right now, and so we're going to have the link also up on the screen if you didn't see the email. So we want you to definitely be part of the Zoom call because this is your first night at Merge. Which
Yeah,
is a
we
big
love
deal.
having you here.
And we've got some special guests in store for you tonight that we are jacked to introduce you to. And another face that you know really well that is dying to say hi to you. That
Yes,
I'm so
yes, she
thrilled.
is. Little
that they're
hint,
here.
she is.
She is here.
Yeah.
Super thrilled about that. So really important that we see you guys on that Zoom call.
Yes.
That'd be
Julie
fantastic.
says, what time is Merge at next week, Lions Park? 6:30.
Yes.
Thank you for the confirmation, everybody. Dan may confirm. We're confirming now it is at 6:30.
And it ends at 8 p.m.
Yes.
So just so we're
Short
clear.
and sweet.
Short and sweet. sweet. Hour and
Pick
a
up at
half
8.
gives us a good stretch of time out there. So
Yeah, so it's cool. The grade 6s get to see the one last show, and then
do.
they get to see all the new stuff in the fall.
they do. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, you guys are in a cool position.
Yeah.
All right,
Cool
Dan,
beans.
on that note,
On that note,
do we call it?
we need to. It's a wrap. Producer Spencer, even.
Yes, honestly though,
Yeah,
Spencer
yeah.
has been,
I love that. Yes.
Spencer has, like, if all the music that's been played on the stream is thanks to that guy.
On point.
Like, it's been just the best mixer we've ever had, so.
It's been incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut 2 more things, and then we'll let us go. I
Okay.
keep forgetting. Subscribers.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you want us to do the duet, we got to beat Stack.
Yeah, we
All
have
right?
to.
That's just it in the day.
Yeah.
We may not have more shows, but there will be more YouTube videos uploaded as
Yeah.
we go on. So don't worry, the YouTube channel isn't going anywhere.
So they're
Just the
kind of
content's
ahead of
gonna
us,
change.
though. They're actually well ahead of us.
Here's the thing. I 100% have faith in our students at home to beat this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
Yeah. No, I do. What's that? Well, no. I am. I just know that there's not that many students. So, I mean, what they could do is, never mind. I won't say it. I was going to say they make fake account. Yeah, fake multiple accounts. I mean,
We
that
didn't
could
say
work.
that, but do it. Anyways, Hannah
could
already
work.
said subscribe even before we got to that point.
Oh,
Hannah,
man.
you,
On the ball.
co-hosting from home. I appreciate that so
Yeah,
much.
host it from home.
Like-
way to go, Hannah.
Couldn't do this without you.
Yeah.
I had one more thing, and I forgot it, Dan. Feels bad.
You know what? That's okay. I guess we'll leave it
I
up.
feel like it's actually important, but it's totally okay if I forget
I
it.
think we'll just leave it up there in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll tweet about it or
Yeah, we'll tweet it or Instagram it or
Facebook it later. if
TikTok it,
really
whatever
matters.
these kids do these days.
Prophetic gifts, perhaps. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I guess from all of us here on the Merge Show,
Yes. Thanks, everybody.
thank you for tuning in every week. We love
Yeah.
you all so very, very much.
Yes.
And Caleb gives a little salute. We will see you guys in some way, shape, or form another time.
That's right.
/ next week.
Next
So,
week. Yeah, that's absolutely right. So.
All right.
All right. Your links are showing up there in the chat, so we will see you later.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Love you all. Bye, everybody.
Do it. Bon voy!
Bon voy.
That's why.
Through the fire of deception, through the pain of every lesson, I am bold and I am strong, there is no question. Never knew where I was heading, till I found real understanding. There is purpose for my life, it's time for action. When it all comes down, I will hold my ground. I'm standing tall. I was made for I can break these Through the darkness, through the fire, through my pain and my desire. Way too long that I've been strong, my life's been dire. All of these unanswered questions, no remedy, I learned my lesson. Still I'm bold and I am strong, there is